Once there was a boy named Johnny Parker who lived in Florida. He was a clever boy at school, not perfect. He had a problem, curiosity, which never let the success enter his door. His parents had advised him a lot to avoid being so curious. One day before his exams, his teacher told the whole class that the exams are going to be really difficult. His curiosity started increasing and he wondered, what will the exam paper be? In this situation, he planned to go to the press where the exam papers were being published without thinking that he was stealing, just because of his curiosity. He went to the press to sneak into the exam paper and got caught. He was charged a fine of $50 and was expelled from his school. His mother shouted at him to stop his curiosity, but he was so stubborn that he didn't care about this at all and went to sleep. The next day, when he woke up, he saw a really big and incredible tree in his garden. He was amazed by the tree and rushed to the tree and saw a note by the tree trunk which said that this tree has the seed of the great Mumen, a warrior from Mars, Mimki, who came to explore the earth and was caught by cruel scientists. So he buried himself here. Further, it was written, and remember, never touch its leaves. He thought, why stopping me? Why can't I touch its leaves? So, of course, forgetting the note, he touched its leaves, and suddenly something pulled him up. He was so scared that he couldn't move. He felt that he was in a room, but it was dark. Suddenly, the room lit up and a leaf fell on the floor. It was something written in the leaf, but he couldn't read it. He was so scared that he could barely move and was shivering from fear and cold. After some time, he came back into his senses and saw the leaf. It was written, the only way to get out of here is to kill yourself. He thought, what does it mean to kill yourself? And started laughing. The person who wrote this must be drunk. I don't care. But then he noticed how he came there and turned to go back home. When he turned, it was no leaves, no garden, no home. Instead, it was a locked door, and on the door it was written, complete this puzzle, you curious little boy. He was given a map. He looked at the map. 3 places were labeled. The first one was the Pope's grave. The second one was the magical forest. And the third one was quite weird. Have the braveness to kill yourself. He rushed to his first destination because he was given 6 hours to complete the adventure. And he reached his first destination, the Pope's grave. It was an ancient graveyard and also a very creepy and horror place. The dead were coming out of their graves. He saw the Pope's grave. Suddenly, he heard a voice. Wanted adventures more and more? Now open the life-saving door. And 3 doors appeared in front of him. One of them was life-saving and other led to death. The first one was the room with the dead end. The second one was room full of vampires who eat animals cruelly. The third one was the room full of spikes and thorns. Without thinking anything, he said, "Room number 2." After coming out safely, he thought, "How foolish people they are! This is the most popular Halloween riddle ever." And his next destination was the magical forest. When he reached there, he was surprised because, in opposition with his expectations, it was not a creepy or horror forest. Instead, it was a really beautiful forest. When he reached the magical forest, it was only half a time remaining. He was so tired and was starving. So, he sat under a tree. And then he saw a fruit. He picked up the fruit and ate it, and suddenly heard a voice.
"You've been poisoned and you have only an hour to live. Go to your last destination and save your life."
After hearing the voice, the creepy voice, he looked at his wristwatch. It was only half an hour left. He wondered why the time passes really fast and rushed to his third and last destination. Have the braveness to kill yourself? When he reached there, he saw the skeletons of the people who couldn't complete the adventure in time and died. He was so frightened and got scared of it. But then he promised himself to complete the adventure at any cost. It was a table on which it was a glass of green juice which was labeled "Cure for Johnny." There were also drops of donate blood. Drops of real blood on the wall. After he touched the glass, it changed into water. He saw the exit which led to his home. Behind the door, it was a bridge, and under the bridge, it was a river of fire. He got emotional because he was missing his mom. He promised himself to stop his curiosity. He rushed to the exit and heard a voice.
"You're the survivor of this adventure."
According to the rules, the survivor of this adventure is allowed to go to his home. But not this time, and suddenly the bridge broke, and he fell into the river of fire. And
What? It was a dream?
he realized that it was literally a dream. And he started crying and ran to his mom. He hugged her and promised that I will stop my curiosity. He also apologized his father and his school teacher and was forgave. He became a good boy and he had learned something, that the most bad experiences are the best teacher of your life. And of course, another thing, curiosity killed the cat.